Think about the last week.
How many things did you say you were going to do and never did?
The workout that got skipped.
The project that sat untouched. The alarm that went off early and got snoozed. Be honest, because there is a pattern hiding in those moments, and most people never see it. Psychologists have identified a single personality trait that predicts success in career, school, health, and even how long a person lives. Most people have never heard its name, but those who score low on it are bleeding potential, slowly, silently, every single day. This is the trait of conscientiousness, and by the end, the hidden pattern behind most wasted potential will be impossible to ignore. So what exactly is conscientiousness, and why does it matter more than almost anything else? In psychology, there is a well-known framework called the Big Five personality model. It breaks human personality into 5 core traits: openness, agreeableness, extroversion, neuroticism, and conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is made up of 2 parts. The first is orderliness, the tendency to keep things organized, to plan ahead, to follow rules and routines. The second is industriousness, the drive to work hard, to stay focused, to finish what gets started. A person high in conscientiousness shows up on time. They keep their word. They make a plan and follow through. They do the boring things that need to be done, even when nobody is watching. A person low in conscientiousness does the opposite. They start projects and abandon them. They make promises and forget. Their desk is buried. Their inbox is chaos. Their goals exist only in their head, never on a calendar, never in action. Here is the part that changes everything. Conscientiousness is not just a personality quirk, it is a predictor. One of the most powerful predictors that psychology has ever measured, and that raises a question most people never think to ask. What does the research actually say? The data on conscientiousness is staggering, and it stretches across decades. In 2009, researcher Arthur Poropat published a major meta-analysis looking at the relationship between personality traits and academic performance. The finding was striking. Conscientiousness predicted grades just as well as intelligence did. In some cases, even better. Students who were organized, disciplined, and consistent outperformed smarter students who lacked those traits. But academic success is just the beginning. A landmark review by Brent Roberts and colleagues examined conscientiousness across the full span of life. They found that conscientious people earn more money, get promoted more often, and report higher job satisfaction. They are less likely to become unemployed, less likely to get divorced, less likely to develop substance abuse problems. And then, there is the most striking finding of all. Conscientiousness predicts how long a person lives. A study from the journal Health Psychology found that people who scored high in conscientiousness lived significantly longer, not because of genetics, but because of behavior. They exercised more, they ate better, they went to the doctor, they wore seatbelts, they avoided reckless decisions. In other words, conscientious people don't just succeed more, they survive more. So if conscientiousness is this powerful, what happens when it's missing? What does low conscientiousness actually look like in everyday life? Low conscientiousness does not announce itself. It does not feel dramatic. It feels normal. That is what makes it so dangerous. It looks like this. An alarm goes off at 6 in the morning. The plan was to wake up early and exercise. But the bed is warm. The phone is right there. 30 minutes disappear into scrolling. The workout never happens. Tomorrow. Always tomorrow. It looks like sitting down to work on something important. A project, a class, a side business, and then opening a new tab. Just for a second, just to check one thing. 2 hours later, nothing has been done. The guilt sets in, but not enough to change anything.
It looks like a kitchen full of dishes.
A car that hasn't been cleaned in months, a pile of laundry that keeps growing, bills paid late, appointments missed, texts left unanswered for days.
It looks like telling a friend,
"Let's get together soon," and never following up. Like saying, "I'm going to start that thing on Monday," and Monday comes and goes without a single step taken.
low conscientiousness.
Is chronic lateness. It is broken promises, not because of cruelty, but because of carelessness. It is the gap between intention and action, between the person someone wants to be and the person they actually are. And every single day, that gap gets wider because of something most people completely underestimate.
There is a concept in finance called
Compound interest. Small amounts of money, invested consistently over time, grow into enormous sums. The math is simple, but the results feel almost magical. The same principle works in reverse.
small failures,
Repeated daily, compound into massive consequences. Missing one workout means nothing. Missing 100 workouts changes the shape of a body and the trajectory of a life. Skipping 1 hour of focused work is harmless. Skipping an hour every day for 5 years is 2,500 hours of lost progress. That is enough time to master a skill, build a business, or write 3 books.
low conscientiousness.
Does not destroy a life in one dramatic moment. It does it slowly, quietly, one skipped task at a time, one broken promise at a time, one wasted afternoon at a time.
The person experiencing it rarely notices.
They look around and wonder why other people seem to be pulling ahead, why their friends are getting promotions, why their peers are hitting milestones, why life seems to be working for everyone else.
The answer is almost never talent.
It is almost never luck. It is the compound effect of thousands of small, consistent actions, or the absence of them. And right now, there is something making this worse than it has ever been in human history.
The human brain
Was not built for the modern world. For most of human history, the environment forced conscientiousness. There was no choice. The crops had to be planted. The fire had to be maintained. The shelter had to be built. Survival itself demanded discipline. Today, survival is easy, and distraction is everywhere.
social media platforms
Employ thousands of engineers whose entire job is to keep a person scrolling. Every notification is designed to trigger a small burst of dopamine. Every video is calibrated to be just interesting enough to watch one more. The algorithm learns what a person cannot resist and feeds them more of it.
streaming services autoplay the next episode.
Food delivery arrives in minutes. Entertainment is infinite and free. Every form of instant gratification is one tap away.
This is not a fair fight.
The modern world is an environment specifically engineered to exploit low conscientiousness. It preys on the gap between what a person intends to do and what they actually do. It fills that gap with noise, pleasure, and distraction.
A person
With high conscientiousness can navigate this environment. They set boundaries. They put the phone in another room. They block distracting websites. They build structure into their day. A person with low conscientiousness gets swallowed whole.
And the terrifying part
Is that most people don't realize it's happening. They think they are choosing to relax. They think they are choosing to scroll. But the choice was made for them by an environment designed to keep them comfortable, passive, and consuming. So the question becomes, is there any way out? Can conscientiousness actually be changed?
For a long time,
Personality was considered fixed. A person was born with their traits and that was that. Modern research tells a different story. Personality traits, including conscientiousness, are partially malleable. They can shift over time, and they can be deliberately shaped. Not overnight, not easily, but meaningfully.
one of the most effective strategies
Is called implementation intentions. Instead of setting a vague goal like exercise more, a person specifies exactly when, where, and how. At 7 a.m. in the living room for 20 minutes, following this specific routine. Research by Peter Gollwitzer shows that implementation intentions dramatically increase follow-through, sometimes doubling or tripling the success rate.
Another strategy
Is environment design. Instead of relying on willpower, a person changes the environment to make the right action easier and the wrong action harder. The phone goes in a drawer during work hours. The gym bag is packed the night before. The junk food is never brought into the house. Willpower is a limited resource. The environment is not.
Habit stacking is another tool.
It works by attaching a new behavior to an existing one. After brushing teeth, meditate for 2 minutes. After sitting down at the desk, write 1 paragraph before checking email. After pouring morning coffee, review the day's priorities. The existing habit acts as a trigger for the new one.
Finally,
There is accountability. Research consistently shows that people perform better when someone else is watching. A workout partner, a weekly check-in with a mentor, a public commitment. External accountability fills the gap when internal motivation fails. None of these strategies require extraordinary talent. None require genius-level intelligence. They require only the decision to build structure where there was none. And that brings everything to the final point. Nobody is coming to save anyone. There is no mentor waiting around the corner, no sudden burst of motivation that will fix everything. No perfect morning routine discovered on the internet that will magically transform a chaotic life into a disciplined one.
conscientiousness
Is not a gift. It is a practice. It is built in the moments that nobody sees. The early mornings, the boring tasks, the promises kept when it would be easier to break them. The gap between who a person is and who they could have been is not measured in dramatic failures. It is measured in the small things they chose not to do. The workout skipped, the project abandoned, the conversation avoided, the phone picked up instead of the book. Every day, that gap either closes or widens. There is no neutral, there is no standing still. The compound effect is always running, always counting. And the people who understand this, who treat conscientiousness not as a personality trait, but as a daily choice, are the ones who close the gap. Slowly, quietly, one kept promise at a time. The rest keeps scrolling.